speech from his Advanced Communication Manual, Persuasive Speech. The speech would be 7 to 9 minutes. Around. The speech would be 7 to 9 minutes.
Yes.
And then there will be 2 to 3 minutes question and answer session.
No.
And his speech is titled Restricting Social Welfare Program.
Speech part, making time for the question part too.
Right? Restricting Social Welfare. Awesome.
Sure.
Let's welcome Sean.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I'm honored to be up here again to try to tell you something that I feel very strongly about. However, this is a very delicate subject, so I hope that you don't take this the wrong way and see me as someone who doesn't care about society. But I think it's interesting to just open your eyes and listen to all of these different facts. When I was a little kid, my dad told me that if I wanted something, I should go out and work hard so I can earn it. I shouldn't rely on someone else to just give it to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel proud about what I did. I would just feel like I got a hand-me-down and I wouldn't care too much about it. So flash forward to a couple of weeks ago. I'm strolling down San Francisco and I see a homeless man on the side of the street. He holds up a sign and he looks at me with these sad eyes and he says, "Homeless, please help." Now, I looked at him, pulled out a $5 bill out of my pocket, gave it to him, and then walked away. But as I was walking, I started thinking, did I truly help this man? Or did I just give him an excuse to stay here even longer? I thought about this, and I came to the conclusion. Giving this man this money didn't help him at all. And in fact, I think the government giving people money with social welfare programs like this also doesn't help them get out of their state. In fact, it encourages them to stay where they are. Like I said, this is a very delicate subject. I have been fortunate enough to never have to deal with this situation. My parents were lucky enough to have careers and positions so that I always had a roof over my head and food in my stomach. I didn't have to worry about where the next meal came from. But from talking with friends who have been in this situation, and from seeing it firsthand with my father's tenants, I can kind of say, some social programs need to be restricted. And of course, there are the extreme cases where someone recently lost a job, or if the main breadwinner of the family suddenly passes away or gets disabled. Then yes, I agree. We should help them out. But this should be a temporary measure, and not something that they should stay with for a long period of time. When I was down in LA, I had a lot of friends who were from South Central, which is where all the gangster movies are from, about people in the hood. And they told me that with social welfare, there are some restrictions to what you can do. For example, you can't have more than $10,000 in your bank account. And you also can't have a job that makes a certain amount of money, otherwise they'll cut you off. And that makes sense. You don't want to be giving out free money to someone who has a lot in the bank and just decides not to work. And you also don't need to give money to someone who already has a job. But that's created some interesting side effects. One of the side effects was they were encouraged to spend everything they have. So in their garages, they actually drive nicer cars than I do. I saw them driving BMWs and Mercedes-Benz. But another thing is, now they're not inclined to learn anything about being financially independent. There's no point, because once you learn about it, you get off the program. The second thing that occurred to their family was that since they couldn't earn legitimate money, they had to find alternative sources. And unfortunately, sometimes that meant dealing with drugs. And that just caused a whole other cycle of problems. My father is a property manager here in the Bay Area. And some of his tenants are actually Section 8 tenants, which means that the government helps subsidize your rent. And he comes up to them, and he's very casual with them, very friendly, and he asks them, "Hey, how come you don't work? You seem like you're very fit, you see if you can do a good job. And his tenant just bluntly told him, it's a math issue. If I get a job right now for $20 an hour, which is way above minimum wage, I'll make about $40,000 a year. But right now, if I stay at home, I still make about $40,000 a year. And I think that's the main problem. There's just no incentive to go out to work. If you go out and work, you lose your benefit, and you get paid the same. So here's what I propose, a different solution. And this thought process was actually got from the hit show on Netflix, House of Cards. Do any of you guys watch that show? Okay, so then you know. Season 3 on House of Cards, the main president of the United States, he says, okay, everybody, we're going to have a new proposition. We're going to give people a job. If you want a job, you got a job. So instead of giving out the money for people, instead, we should hold programs where we subsidize people's incomes. There are a lot of positions out there that need to be met, but we can't afford them because our minimum wage is too high. For example, who owns a cell phone, a smartphone? Any of you guys? You guys own smartphones?
Yeah.
Well, how many of you have put on these screen protectors? Little plastic things so you don't get scratched? Okay, when I do it, I always mess up. I can never get the bubbles out. It never comes out right. But in China, they have people doing that for you for free, full time. Can you imagine someone like that here in the United States? Full time. All he does is put on the screen protector. There's no way. But with this sort of system, now we can hire these jobs that are convenient but not necessary. It puts people who want work and gives them a job. These social welfare programs have been around to get us out of the Great Depression. But if you flash forward to 70 years later, we're in a different society. People have grown up with this system. We spend about $360 billion a year on these social welfare programs. That's 10 times what Mark Zuckerberg has every year. If we take that money and we use that to pay for people's positions so they can work, so they can earn for a living, I think we're going to live in a better society. Thank you. Now, questions?
I have a question. Like you were saying, in China, they are putting those sheets for free. So basically, they are putting them in work, but they are doing it for free. So what are they making?
Okay, it's free for the customer.
Okay.
But this person, in that example, Best Buy. Imagine in Best Buy, instead of having a sales associate or a guy bringing up the cash register, this guy's job is just to put on that screen
They're
protector.
getting paid from that.
And the thing is, because in China, the minimum wage is much lower, you can afford these small jobs. You can afford to have somebody clean up these small things. You can have many janitors instead of just one janitor.
But they're getting paid.
And they're getting paid from the company.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
So what we can do to fix this, Sean?
So,
Because what I understand, that's all tax money, right?
correct.
I mean, we pay for it.
Yes.
So what is the best way to fix this? Because I notice everything that you say outside, but I don't know what's the best solution. I mean, I know it's to give some work to people. But if you say, okay, I'm gonna give you some work to this guy, he's gonna make the same money if it works, if it doesn't work. So he prefers to stay home.
That's right.
So I don't know what's the solution on this thing.
So solution, again, unfortunately, at our low level, we probably can't do much about it.
Yeah.
But what we can do about it is maybe sign a petition. Again, this is a very touchy subject, especially
That's
here in
right.
California. It will never pass. It will never pass. But awareness. There is a solution. It is possible. But if you do it the way I say it, yeah, it makes sense on paper. Again, it may not make sense in practicality. You may get slammed, just like the character in House of Cards did. When he did this proposition, everyone hated him, so they killed it as soon as they could. But hey, at the time, it made sense. So the best thing that we can do as individuals is sign a petition if we truly feel strongly about it. And then it goes up the chain. Enough signatures, it gets on the ballot, ballot's voted, and it goes up and up and up and up.
Because I noticed that they're giving some money to people that I know some people that ever worked in this country and they receive some money. I don't know how they do that. So it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sean, what made you pick this specific topic?
Okay. Good question. So this topic is called controversial topics. So I had to pick something that was important to me. Not really, but it had to be important in the sense that you have to defend something. Originally, my topic was going to be about fraternity hazing because I was in a fraternity. We did some things. There were repercussions. I wanted to spread awareness. And then one of the topics was cater your audience. If I came up here and talked to you guys about fraternity hazing, I don't think the majority of you would understand what I'm talking about. So I talked about a topic that you guys would understand.